Hi Guy, welcome to my version of Steve Benway's Friday Talkie, Saturday Talkie, because it's Saturday. Yeah, this isn't going to be a regular thing. I just wanted to do a video and just have a ramble really. No particular topic. I've had, last weekend I posted about 5-6 videos, maybe a bit more than that. Mostly about the old iPad and the arcade and the Vita. Actually, I might have been done even more than about 7 videos anyway. I went to town because I've not done it in ages. But I mean, when I originally started the channel, you know, I had about 5 subscribers and next to no one was involved, you know, and then I built it up over time. And of course, as the years went on, because I was doing it pretty regular, I was doing about a video a day at one point for a good 6 months, and it just became too much to keep on top of, you know. It was just, I'd get the odd comment, you know, I'd have like 400 people would watch the video and you'd get like 3 or 4 comments. And after a while you were just like, ooh, it gets disheartening, because, you know, the one reason I do the video is not just for people to watch me, it's like to like get involved and have a chat and stuff, and I just got a bit bored of it in the end. And then other stuff started happening, and other stuff got on top of that, and you know, like Nesbit started, and then Pixel Nation has just been along this past year. It's just blown everything out of the water. I mean, even working on that, something on that today, but I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, basically, I mean, I posted all these videos last week, and I was just, you can see, I've been going through them on my channel. And the highest views on one of them is like 60 people, and they posted like a week ago, and you're like, you know, I suppose I'm not appealing to a crowd, but you'd think, and I've got 1,500 or so subscribers, you'd think there'd be more than 60 people who'd be watching a video once in a while. But then I had a look at the subscription system, and I actually think that's what's causing the problems, because it doesn't keep very many of them on a page for long. I mean, I've been on my subscription list this morning, and there's about 30-40 videos there, and then I go back a few hours more. It's terrible. It's not as good as it used to be. They used to have like 100 videos at a time, and then you could go back page by page. It was fantastic, but the new system, I'm not a fan. But yeah, so if anyone's asking why I've not been doing more videos, like I say, it's just been a bit disheartening this week, just seeing like there's nobody really watching them. So you think, well, I've got other stuff to do. I mean, I'm just doing this one now because I've got some free time. I've got some ideas to knock about. Plus, I think I'm dying of something because my throat's suddenly gone up. But yeah. One thing I've been thinking about doing all week, and I've been having a chat with I think a guy called Andy who runs the Retro Asylum podcast. I've been thinking of doing a podcast for Pixel Nation. Be nothing major. I mean, like maybe a 10 or 15 minutes mini shows about 1 or 2 games, maybe a system, just having a chat and going through some memories. And it's just something to involve people and get people more involved. I mean, in the Pixel Nation videos in the past, and this is just crazy, but I'm so sorry. I was fine when I hit record. I don't know where that's come from. What was I saying? Oh my god, it's completely gone now. Saying now. Yeah, sorry, that's it. I mean, one thing I was accused of in a couple of the comments, and even one of the two forums, was that Pixel Nation is about making money, and well, there's no way of proving that, but you know, no, it's not. I mean, I can tell you this now. I mean, I work in IT. I do quite a high-tech job, and I would say a fairly well-paid job. That's how I've been able to afford bits of IT equipment and bits of retro equipment. My God, my throat over the years. You know, and Pixel Nation came about because I'd done it off the back of Nesbit. I mean, I'd loved doing the magazine on that, and because I did 2 issues in the end. The second issue's not, even though the second issue is double the size, we got more writers involved, bigger team, better design. We had another guy who's absolutely fantastic. He done like professional designs. He even did some of the work on Pixel Nation. It just, you know, it's just gone a bit unpassed, and people have not bothered with it, and it's a real shame now, because I mean, there was nothing on that. There was no money for me on that. I mean, the website, which supports Nesbit, I mean, it costs, I think it's about £80–90 every 3 months on the scheme I've got, but that's because I host all these like old magazine downloads, like like Total and Club Nintendo and stuff like that. I mean, they're absolutely massive. I mean, some of the files, I mean, like one magazine, I think there's about 40–50 issues, and each download's like 150 to 200 meg in size. And because of the hosting company I was using with, I got caught up in some crummy and expensive hosting scheme with them, where I have to pay for because I get that many downloads for it. But I always said I would run Nesbit not as my own vanity project, but because there still isn't anything in the UK that is like Nesbit. You know, it's focused solely on the the UK NES market. And I've always said that, you know, because I wrote about 50,000 words to launch it, because I didn't want it to just be some fan site that gets a few articles thrown up and then forgotten about. I wrote an absolute shed load, put my bloody heart and soul into that, and then put it up. I was just, bloody hell, I bloody cough thrown me out. Yeah, I put my heart and soul into that, but I've always said, ever since I launched it, I mean, I actually did the website myself. I cannot design websites to save my life. I spent ages on it. I mean, I did a lot of the backing work myself. I've had a few people offer articles and stuff as we've been going along, but I've always said that it's there and it will stay there. It doesn't matter how much expensive, I will keep throwing the money at it. But the idea behind the Nesbit mag people will get a chance to read something new and interesting, because, you know, how many NES magazines do you get these days? You get none. And at the same time, just before I started the mag, I had a few people come up to me and says, "Oh, we appreciate what you're doing, and I understand it might be expensive, blah blah blah. Do you mind if we donate?" And at the time, I just turned people down, because I thought, well, you know, I could take a couple of quid here and there and it'd keep the site running, but I thought that's not what it was about. And then of course the idea started, because I was scanning issues of Club Nintendo and reading them, and I was thinking, like, I could write something like this, but I wonder if we could design something, you know. And then the idea was that people would donate to the site. Oh, somebody could donate some cough mixture if they want. Yeah, sorry. People could donate to the site, yeah, or they could, you know, instead of, I mean, they could buy issues of this magazine, and the idea was every issue of the magazine would go straight back into keeping the site going. And that's how it's gone. And I'll say this now, I mean, issue 1 went fairly well. I did a print run as well. I couldn't do a print run in issue 2 just because it cost about, I think it was about £600–700 just to get like 100 issues done. It was mega expensive, and I just could not afford that much money up front. And there's always the risk that you won't sell the 100 issues, and even if you did sell them, you'd have to sell them at quite expensive price. I mean, with issue 1 of Nesbit, I was more determined to get printed copies out there and get them out to the fans. I mean, I was selling the issues for about, it was £3.50. With the printed copy is actually different than the PDF, because the printed copy has a 3D image on the back, and if you have a pair of 3D glasses, which I actually threw in with every issue, even though them 3D glasses, I've still got them knocking around somewhere. They're down there. But the 3D glasses, you know, it was about 50 quid for about, I don't know, it was like 100 pairs, and that all adds up. But I didn't take it out on people getting involved in the mag, so yeah, sorry, there was a bit of a tandem there about Nesbit, but I just, you know, if you don't have to buy anything, but just go and have a look at that site. I mean, I put that there for a reason, because there's nothing on the NES on the UK scene, absolutely nothing, and that's what I wanted that to be there for. So as long as I'm still knocking around, that site will still remain up. So there's you know, I mean, it's not like if it runs out of money I'll be pulling it down. That's rubbish. That's never going to happen. I'm determined to keep the thing going. But yeah, moving on to the whole Pixel Night. I'm just talking at random here. Sorry guys, some of you are a bit depressed. We'll have a bit of a break if you want. As I said, there's the older iPad. But hang on. I got a fantastic couple of games for this the other day. This is like a Simpsons one, and it's like a free game where you build. There's been like a nuclear explosion caused by Homer, and you have to rebuild your town, and you do it by earning money in the village and stuff. I don't know if you can see that or even hear it, but it's got all the sound effects, the voices. It's, I don't know if, oh bloody hell. Oh god, sorry. That's me that put my big bloody finger on there. The graphics are absolutely fantastic. It's an EA game, so a bit of a grumble, but there's a scuff mark on the back. There we go. Just zoom in. I mean, you can really zoom in and see what the tab. It's a bit random because I've been placing that. That's the point of the game. You know, you build your Springfield back up. You place the people. That's the Quickie Mart. Hang on a minute, I'm spitting on. That's Cletus's farm, stuff like that. Anyway, yeah. I also picked up. I couldn't resist because the first episode was free. But Back to the Future. This is absolutely fantastic. I only got the first episode being free, and the rest of them are $1.99. So I'll be picking them up as I do them. But the voices are just spot on. Even though Marty's somebody else, you can't tell. Oh, hang on, load game. Oh. Maybe you better see that. I usually play this in. Bloody fantastic game. I mean, the humour's spot on. It's what you would expect it to be. I'm quite early on in the game.
I don't know either, but you can be damn sure it wasn't a lawyer.
You know, you use a touch screen to walk him about, and then you just click stuff to interact with it. It's all full voices, so yeah, I was quite chuffed with that. But yeah, anyway, moving back on. In other news, the Vita this week had a load of. This is pretty retro, but it had a load of PS1 games brought out for it. I don't know what the hell Sony have done with that, but bloody hell! I mean, half of them don't work. You know, you pay your money, because I've done this with several myself. You know, you pay your money, you download them, and it tells you that it's not compatible with a Vita. That you have to use a PS3 to transfer it over, even though you've already downloaded the file. I haven't got a PS3 anymore because out of the 360 and the PS3, the 360 was the only one I ever played, and it's practically, cause you know what I mean, the I don't know, the mortality rate on them, because they fail like crazy. Because I've got well, I had an Elite at the time, and it died. That was my third 360, I think, and I bought a Slim, and I've been quite happy with that because I've had no problems with it. But you know, they're worthless. If you want to resell them, you'll get next to nothing for them. So I had that and the PS3, and then when I moved, I managed to get my hands on a Blu-ray player. So I thought, don't need the PS3 anymore. I'm not playing the game, so I got rid. So I have no way to physically transfer the game from a PS3 over to my Vita. And so I bought some of these games, and they let you download just fine from the Vita. This is the worst part. From the Vita store, you can download these games. And then half of them don't bloody work unless you say you download to PS3 and then do the crossover thing and transfer it across. I mean, why does that make sense? I mean, at the end of the day, it's a hidden zip file, isn't it? You're unzipping a zip file. Why the hell will it not work coming over one way but not another? Such a bad idea. Now I know we got about 100 games transferred over, because I mean, going through I'm not going to get the Vita out, but going through the library, we've got a massive selection of games, and I have no idea how many work and don't work, because the two I tried didn't. But I believe that they were supposed to get about 100 in the US, and they only got about 9, so you've got to feel sorry for them over there. Sony have really messed this up. It's terrible. But yeah, I mean, the Vita needs some bloody games at the moment. I mean, I love it to bits. It's a beautiful system, but there's just nothing out for it. The Vita games are just non-existent. I mean, there's always going to be someone jump in and say, oh, you've got things like Gravity Rush and this and that, and you're like, well, maybe for a bit, but I mean, Gravity Rush, I played, I must have got about 10 or 11 hours into it, so, you know, I never, didn't complete it. It's still on my pile somewhere, but I will get back to it. But that's not enough, you know. I need more games than that. I've got things like Everybody's Golf, which I've said in one of my other videos, but you know, it's a nice enough game, but it's not enough. I mean, Everybody's Golf is a great game, plays brilliantly, but it hasn't got any of the World Tour stuff like all the other games have got on the PSP. You know, you have like a little single player RPG where you wander around and there's a little story going on, you challenge people and stuff like that. It's literally just you go to the clubhouse, but you don't walk around the clubhouse or anything like you would in the other games. You just it's all menu driven. You play your game, you win, you lose, you get points, you get some clubs. You go on to the next course. That's it. There's nothing in between, and it does suffer, which is a shame because it's a really good game. The online's good, I'll give it that, but it's just such a lazy game to if they just put a bit more effort in, and it was a launch game, so I don't see why they couldn't have made the excuse. What else? Things like Wipeout. I played it for ages, got bored of it. I've never been a fan of the Wipeout games just because. This is just me, but when you're driving around the courses, it's great when you're on long straight bits of road, and then maybe like slow corners which you can just glide around. But when you've got sharp corners in a Wipeout, for me it doesn't work. But I mean, on the Vita version, you know, you're banging now, it's swing the thing to turn it around. It just does not work. It's too sharp, and it feels like a ship that should be floating around corners, you know, power sliding around, fair enough, but not at that sort of speed. So yeah, that's me not a fan of Wipeout. What else was I going to say? Oh, I don't know. I'm selling my 3DS. Kept it for ages. I've had it for several months, but it's just not for me. Spent a load of money on download games and then got really annoyed with Nintendo because they bring out 1 or 2 like crummy games a week. Like you get like a Game Boy game or 1 NES game, and you think to yourself, well, why not bring out like 5 or 6 and give me a choice? And it got really frustrating at one point because I had my credit card like sat there itching away like I want to buy some games, but there was just nothing to have. They brought several Game Gear, I think they brought 4 Game Gear games to it, and then that was it, and that's Sega's fault, I suppose, but there's been nothing else, and there's loads of Game Gear games I'd love to play, but they're just not appearing. I mean, I want to spend the money, but Nintendo's not giving me the opportunity, and it just drives me up the wall. But, yeah. I mean, I bought things like VVV, that was quite good, but I just got bored of that eventually, too much to play. What else has been going on? I mean, like at the moment I'm working on the 3rd issue of Pixel Nation. Well, that's what we were going to get back to, yeah, that was it. What I was trying to say is, I mean, when I first launched Pixel Nation, it's not about making money or well, that's it, you know, because that's what I was accused of at one point in the comments, and you're like, honestly, I wish you knew the amount of effort and work. I mean, I had like 2 months solid at one point. I'd be up till like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, slaving away, trying to get the pages done and the checking, the working, and all of it sorted. And I'd be getting up for work at like 6, 7 o'clock the next, that same morning. But it needed doing. I mean, the reason Pixel Nation was $8.99, which somebody was complaining about, is, I mean, it's full. I got one. Yeah, I'll show this off in a second because we actually had the spines redone. You can open it now like a proper book. The older copies are a bit more delicate, you know. You can only read them so far, but now you can open them like proper books. What was I going to say then? Yeah, but you know, it's like throughout. It's all like it's all high quality pages. and it was the best I could possibly get done, you know, full colour throughout, but that's not cheap. And we're only producing small numbers of them at the end of the day. You know, we're never going to make like bloody £1 million off the back of it, and because of that they were priced as low as they could be. I mean, it is literally pennies is the amount of profit margin we're making off it. But then the idea is I'm going to do things like with the event next year, any money that we make off the back of this books is being poured straight back into it. And for you guys, I mean, I'm so sorry. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, like I said, the thing I said in, I can't remember which video it was, one of my last videos last weekend. That was the iMain one. Yeah, we're organising a retro event. Now the venue is a huge place in Doncaster. It's not like in a pub somewhere. This is like a massive, like it's on the back of a leisure centre. It's got halls and interview rooms and bars and restaurants all tied into a big unit, and it's costing several grand. I'll say that now. But the idea is the money that we're making off, you know, off this is going to go towards that. So any sort of profit is going towards that, because the idea is that will then bring down the price of the tickets. I mean, if we wanted to make money on the tickets, you know, I'd charge like 20, 25, 30 quid on tickets, and then just cream cash off the top. But I'm aiming to get the tickets for about a tenner, because I mean that pays towards the venue. We can fit several hundred people in there. It's going to be massive. I'm going to fill it with arcade machines, console, get people in to do interviews. It's going to be huge, absolutely. Something to look forward to. This is all really off the back of the replay thing from last year, because they've lost the way a bit recently, and it's all gone a bit overboard and over the top. And I mean, I've been to a couple of replay events, and the last one I went to was at Games Britannia, and I had a terrible time there. They, you know, because I went with Pixel Nation, and they basically promised there was going to be like over 1,000 people attending, which wasn't bad for where the place was. I think it was in Doncaster at some museum of science and industry. It was a massive place, you know, it had the capacity. But then I suddenly got told, I was over there 2 days, I got told like halfway through the first day that, oh no, they've only sort of managed to sell about 600 tickets. And I was told that by one of the staff of the replay people. And then roll on a bit later on in the day, because I was there on my own, because the other guy was supposed to come with me couldn't make it, because we were having issue 2 of the book delivered. He was waiting on for the delivery. That was it. And so yeah, they basically told me that 600 people, and then I got to walking around when it was quiet, and it was really quiet. I mean, I couldn't believe just how empty the main hall was. And I started walking around, and I went up to the cafe and had a brew. That's it, I could go up to the cafe and have a brew, and not, because there was just nobody in that section, the retro section. And it wasn't that packed at the top end where all the modern stuff was. And I walked up to this cafe and I was talking to a guy in there, and I was just grumbling about it, and he says, oh my God, he said, there's never been 600 tickets sold. He says, at most we've had 300 people coming here through the day. I said, you're kidding me, mate? And he's like, oh no. I said, he's definitely. He said, I was on the door before. He says, at most we've had 300 tickets gone. And I was like, well, maybe he was just a bit wrong. So come back on the next day for the second day, and I was told the same again by someone else, saying, yeah, that was the hard day. We had 300 people come through at once. He said, we'd be lucky, he said, if we had 500 in the place at once. And I think I paid about, it was 185 quid for the 2 days for a stall space. I mean, that's quite a lot of money for what we were paying for. And bear in mind that a few weeks later, I went to an anime convention, that was in Manchester. Now that thing, I'd never been to anything like that before. I mean, I was trying my luck, because what's anime really got to do with games? But they had a couple of like retro games and modern gaming, like, it was like a market. It's hard to describe. Big flat room, tables put out, people put the stuff up. And yeah, so I mean, they charged 100 and I think it was 120 quid just for a 6 foot by 2 table. You could pay an extra 20 quid for an extra table. and they had 3,500 people come through. 3,500 people come through the door. I mean, you compare that to the Games Britannia one straight away, and it's like, it's just no comparison, you know, straight away. So we were absolutely a bit annoyed by it, we were ripped off, but this is what basically got me to thinking, because I was talking to other people and other stalls at Games Britannia, and they were grumbling that the replay people have lost the way. I mean, I'm doing this on YouTube, I do not care. I mean, for all those and sundry, I had a big row with somebody. I don't care. I had a big row with somebody on the Retro Gamer forum about a week ago, in the Play Expo thread, and all my thoughts are there about what I think of the event and the way that they've been, you know, they've been doing stuff. But I think it's moving away from. It's always been a sort of community-based event type situation, and now they are telling people behind the scenes, because I was told this myself by someone quite high up as well, that they don't want like the bedroom traders anymore. Now you know that has gone down pretty badly with a lot of people, but you know, like a lot of traders and stuff, because at the end of the day, those bedroom traders were the same traders who've been like to like the last 2 or 3 replay events and supported it and so on and so forth, and they've just fallen away with it. And I was just thinking to myself, you know, back at the game, because this was about May or June, I think, I can't remember. But that's when I was talking to people, and I started thinking, well, I organised a retro event myself back in 2007, and 2 of the people who are now at the top of replay who have actually quite publicly said in the past, you know, that was the reason they got involved with that, was because of the thing I'd run a few years back. So, you know, a bit of modesty there, but you know, I mean, the fact is I've run one before, so I've got a good idea of the sort of things it entails. And I just thought to myself, well, the whole idea behind Pixel Nation, it's not about creaming money off or making profit. I'd love it if it made £1 million, you know, who wouldn't want to make £1 million sort of thing, but at the same time, I know, well, as you guys know, because I'm always on here, I'm involved in this book. I wouldn't have been involved with Nesbit, but I love gaming, I love retro stuff, love being involved. I'm in forums all over the place, and no, it's not just to sell, but you know, I get involved and I talk to people, I go to events and things like that, and I really want to try and make Pixel Nation something special. I mean, there's only a couple of us at the top of it who were involved. You know, a couple of us who put a lot of hard work into it, but I really want to build a community off the back of it. You know, I mean, you know, I've a central place where everyone can go. I mean, like another example. I mean, we run something called YouPublish, which is entirely my idea because of Nesbit, really. And the idea is like. You have like lots of fanzines around them, just scattered around the internet. I mean, I had this problem. I mean, the biggest problem with fanzines is getting the word out there. I mean, how do people know that they even exist, or they even tell you? If you're a Turbo Graphics fan, and there's a Turbo Graphics fanzine created, how would you know about it? Just by the off chance that maybe one day you're on a Turbo Graphics site and it comes up, yeah, you know, fair enough, but there's a good chance you might not even know that site exists. I mean, just there's plenty of people who don't know Nesbit exists. So my idea is because we're advertising in places and really pushing the Pixel Nation as as something big and a community base and all this, we're getting the word out there. The idea was that people would host stuff with us. I mean, they could sell the stuff if they want, because we've got several PDFs that's for sale on the site, and a few that are taking pre-orders to, you know, to get printed copies. Sorry again. But at the same time, you know, because I wasn't running it for profit. I mean, we've got more free PDFs available and free fanzines available on the site than we have the paid for ones. I mean, the paid for ones are people who have tried like sell stuff on Amazon or on other sites, and they want to just, you know, they put a lot of effort, a lot of work, and they'd like to make a few quid off. You know, that's fair enough. That's what people want to do. But yeah, that those are available on the site. And we take a very, very small, you know, because the other thing is, I mean, we have to take something off the back of the paid stuff, because, you know, otherwise what would be the point in just having that section up? But we also provide the free ones, and the idea is that I mean, I constantly do the searching. I'm in talks with someone else at the moment, a magazine called Atari User, which has been going for a few years, but that's about to be added to YouPublish. That's a pay for one. But the other week I had a 3DO. I mean, a 3DO magazine. How would you know about that? It's on like a blog style site at the moment. It's not very well known, but I've bunged it on YouPublish. I've put it on Facebook, Twitter. Been posting about it on forums. And I think we've had about 100 copies downloaded, which might not sound like a lot, but for that off, that's fantastic, because you know it would never have hit that audience of 100. It would have just stayed in that small blog community. I mean, Nesbit's gone exactly the same. That's why I've put the Nesbit on there, because it just, well, it bolsters the catalogue, but it also gets it out there. But eventually, the idea is I want YouPublish to be a central hub. Like, you know, people stop there first and they think, oh, I wonder if there's anything out for the Spectrum. We have got some of us, you know, there might be Spectrum magazine, there might be a Commodore 64 or Amiga or you know, there's a full catalogue on there, and most of it's free. So I mean, I will say, you know, that the paid for stuff on there, we always make sure that it's worth it. You know, it's not a bit of junk or 2 pages and a cover. You know, then somebody did submit that, by the way. yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm just really proud of that. I'm trying my best with it, with the whole Pixel Nation thing. I mean, it's very, very unique company and site and thing to do. I mean, we're doing a Mega Drive book at the moment. That's been delayed, but again, that's more my stupidity, because there's only 2 of us really, and I was the one doing the writing, but I had to do the 2nd issue of Pixel Nation, and bloody hell, you know, it's so much hard work. I only have so much time in the day, and it just got pushed to one side slightly as we were trying to get the issue out. But you know, that's just the way things go. I mean, eventually we're not just gonna be like, say, you got a retro game, you release a monthly magazine. We're not just gonna be a quarterly magazine. The idea is we're gonna have like lots of books, like Mega Drive, SNES, Amiga, Commodore, Spectrum, everything. I mean, we're going to cover all assets. So again, the idea is the aim is to be a proper publisher, and I think we've done pretty well so far. I mean, like I say, we're quite well on into the Mega Drive book. It's been delayed, but it's getting there. We've done 2 issues of Pixel Nation. The 3rd one's well under. About a third of it's finished at the moment. We've got the articles are pretty much all in now, so the design work started, so that'll be out in a couple of months. So yeah, I'm just real proud of that, guys. Just please. I mean, as if I only get 60 people looking at the videos, I'll have 60 people go and look at the site. That's all you need to do. Just have a look and a gander and a walk around. I mean, I did recently originally the books were $8.99, but about a week ago I was managed to talk to the printers, and we got because we ordering repeat orders, we got a new deal with them, and we basically slashed the cost of the. Bear in mind, you know, we were making next to no bloody money off the top of it. We're talking pennies, and you know, they've slashed the price from we've slashed the price from $8.99 to $6.99, and that includes free postage as well. So you know, I mean, we send everything out in Jiffy envelopes, so it's not cheap. And that's as close as, at the moment, that I've been able to get the printers done. That's as close as we can get it to like a professional magazine. But eventually, you know, if we can sell enough of them, the price will just keep going down. I want to bring the price down. I want it to be as cheap as possible. I want as many people to see it as possible. I'm really proud of what we did now. You know, I've said this before in videos, but you know what I mean, we had things like retro game. We've actually got several writers who write freelance for retro gaming. These are proper professional writers. We've got people from a site called Nintendo Live, which is a big, huge European Nintendo site. I mean, there's proper professional writers, so it's not just like any old tap thrown in there. So it really is, I think it is anyway, value for money. So yeah, I think I might be all talked out there, guys. I don't think there's much more to talk about. The arcade's going well. I can't actually, because I have that sat just on the end of the desk there. It's absolutely fantastic, you know. You just flick the iPad on and fire it up and then play a few games and you're off and away. But yeah, what else did I... Oh, somebody did ask me once or twice that this is... Yeah, I should apologise for this really. I've had a couple of people ask me in PM and in public, in the comments, like... if I give out my 360 gamer tag, and it's not that I don't want to, it's just that it's absolutely pointless. I mean, I've been with the gamer tag since when Xbox Live came out, 03 or 02, something like that. Someone's at the door, guys. I will return shortly. Sorry about that, I'm back now. It was nobody, bloody salesman. I've actually got a sign stuck on the door that says no cold callers, and the bloody idiot just ignored it. But they're saying, yeah, so the thing with the gamer tag, I mean, I've had it for years, but I just very, very rarely go on Xbox Live, and yeah, I mean, I very rarely turn the Xbox on these days, and it's just because there's no games that are coming out really interest me. The last one I played was Saints Row 3. And I really enjoyed it, but I finished it in a couple of days, and then the one before that was, I think, Assassin's Creed 2, whatever the Brotherhood one, or whatever the latest one was. I must play the 360 about once every 4 or 5 months. I know, a complete waste of money. But probably the next game I'll be getting on it will be, or next games will be Halo 4. Big Halo fan, but I've had, you know, since the original on the Xbox. And the Assassin's Creed 3, but that's as far as I'll go with it, you know. I don't really bother with anything else. What else was I going to say then? So yeah, it's not that I could accept people's gamer tags, but you know, I've had it in the past where they've sent me the request and then I've not logged on for like 3 or 4 months, so it's just pointless, you know. It's just pointless. What else has been going on? I'm just looking around the room now because I had loads of stuff on my mind, but the Pixelnation stuff has thrown it off as you know, as you expect. Spectrum's still going strong. I'm thinking of selling that, to be honest. I just got a bit bored of it, you know. I just played it to death, and now it just sat in a corner. So it's in a box over there now. If anybody's interested in one, just drop me a line. But yeah. I think that's it. I think I'm pretty much all talked out. I'm just looking around. There's nothing else I can say. I've had a good whinge about the Vita. Terrible. I love the system so much, but it's just so worthless and just a waste of time. So, but yeah, what else? Oh, that was it. Yeah, I don't think I've said this before, but one thing I'm going to attempt today is I'm thinking of doing a podcast, or at least I was until my throat started playing up like this. Again, this is, you know, it's just giving back to the community sort of thing, for just doing it for the Pixel Nation. My biggest plus, I did it, didn't I? Yeah, the biggest plus side was off Retro Salon. I did talk about this before, didn't I? But I'm going to try it tonight. I'm just going to record like a 15-20 minute bit of footage, just edit it, see if I can get away, learn how to do that. And I've got another guy who I'm involved with on the Pixel Nation side, and we're quite good on the phone and stuff, a bit of banter, so we'll see how we do on a podcast show, and maybe release that maybe once a month, I don't know yet, you know, just see how that goes. But it'll just be just 2 of us just talking general retro stuff, picking games apart and just having a natter. It's not going to be fantastic, I'm sure, but you know, it's just something else extra. It just, because it'll be a free download through iTunes or RSS and all the rest of it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. So well, I think I've talked myself out of things to discuss now, so I'll call it a day there. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will do my best to post another video soon.